Most of the time when I go out trackside, especially on the NS-Chicago line, it's because there's something special running that I want to see. Whether it be a fallen flag unit, or a heritage unit, or heck, just a rare normal painted unit, usually I have something on my radar. Which, to be honest, makes catching it a little anticlimactic. If you ask me, the best types of trains are the ones that are really good and just randomly show up without you knowing. Thus, I like to go out railfanning sometimes with zero plan, no knowledge of what's coming, just to do it. And one of those days was June 20th, 2026, when me and Private Panzer made our way to the depot for some evening action. The first train we saw was NS-29P with a BNSF leader, which completely jump-scared us. After that was a fairly long wait before we got another train, which was another westbound that also jump-scared us. However, it was the best train of the entire trip, CPKC 731, with 2 CP units and a Union Pacific engine. Quite an uncommon combination. Yet another westbound followed, NS-265, the Berkshire and Eastern Transfer Intermodal. I decided to get a low shot with the disused rails now abandoned at the depot in the foreground, and I think it turned out great. After that, we grabbed groceries and then proceeded to get jump-scared by 23G on the way out.
Okay, I'm at the depot. There is an eastbound on track 2. What is going on? What? Like, hello? Can you see the curve? Yeah, look, it's switching track. What?
That was how my trip to the depot on June 27th started. This was also a completely spontaneous trip, and we arrived just in time to see the tail end of this intermodal, which was on the wrong track. Normally here at the depot, westbounds are on track 2 and eastbounds are on track 1, so I was very confused. After the intermodal passed, I took a look at the 2 pieces of maintenance equipment that are sitting in the LaPorte sidings. One is a tie adjuster and one is a ballast spreader. These basically live here, however they sometimes leave and go on other sidings to work on other parts of the NS-Chicago line. Also, I noticed the tail end of an intermodal sitting down by the curve. No idea why it was stopped, although the head end wasn't anything special, so I didn't go down there. A few minutes later, I saw the headlights of an eastbound rounding the corner, and when they approached, holy moly, I was losing my mind because it was a UP SD70M leader! Oh my god! not only that, but the last couple of cars on the train were 8-axle flat cars, which is also pretty rare. Quite an insane train. Once that insane train passed, next up was NS 268 with nothing good for power. Continuing the trend was NS29P with standard Norfolk Southern power. Recently, this train seems like it almost always has BNSF power, so it was a little strange to see it with NS power, although slightly more boring. And we're gonna finish off this video with the trip on June 29th, 2026, which sucked, by the way. You see, this trip shouldn't really be in this video, because I was out for a target, NS23G with a UPSD-70M in the Savannah Atlanta Heritage Unit. However, I didn't end up catching it, because being here was literal hell on earth. It was so hot and humid that the air literally condensated on my camcorder lens, so I had to repeatedly keep wiping it off until my camera eventually warmed up enough for that to not happen. I was dripping sweat. Yeah, it was horrible. It was awful, dude. Oh, yeah. Although I did get a little bit of a prize early on. The first train I saw was a eastbound NS Intermodal, which I don't know the symbol of, and it had an ACC leader. Let's go. I can't even remember the last time I saw one of these things leading, so I was very glad to see it.
This is getting even more ridiculous. I moved sides to the depot side because it was getting too dark. I could use the light more effectively, because it'll be closer. And I'm just here, and there is a signal for an eastbound that I think I hear right now on the far track, which makes no sense because here at the depot, the close track is the eastbound track, and the far track is the westbound track. And I went back and reviewed my footage of that ACC leader. It was on the close track on that side, which is the far track on this side. So something fishy is going on here.
As you just heard, once I crossed to the depot side of the tracks, I was very confused because apparently NS still hasn't decided what tracks the train should be on. Either way, we did end up seeing one more train in the Smoldering Heat, which was another eastbound intermodal I also don't have the symbol of, with a fairly okay consist. It had a Tier 4 GEVO leading and an Ace trailing, so I'm somewhat glad I stuck around for it, but I just wish I could have seen 23G. Also, turning the light on to illuminate this train was a terrible mistake, because holy crap, I got swarmed by bugs. And that's all I have for this video. Make sure to catch those units while you can, especially the completely random ones, and I will see you in the next video.